Welcome to Date with DANU right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. It's a brand new start and I'm so happy to have the show coming to life at last. I have with me, I think she has served and represented our country in the most unique way, being a part of the culture, being a part of the people, being a part of the community, and that's amazing. And her better half, I must say, is such an explorer. He has really got to the cracks of what Sri Lanka is all about. He has explored on his own with his dog and done some amazing things that we need to speak about. I'm super happy to have Julie and Jose on Date with DANU.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Julie.
And we're on a date with DANU.
Do you remember the first time you met DANU?
I met him at our house, and I remember when he came in, I go, my God, I have to be friends with this guy.
Exactly.
And I've always wondered who has more shoes, me or him.
And he was so vibrant. We had an arts reception, and he walked in, and he owned the room. He had so much flair, so much style. I think we fell in love with him that minute.
That's right. And I'm glad how he made me his personal photographer. And I made the cut. I'm back. This is my second time, so I'm looking forward to talking with you again, DANU.
We love you, DANU.
And welcome to the show. Don't they look gorgeous today? Thank you for being here.
So nice to see you, DANU.
Lovely seeing you too. And Jose, thank you.
Thank you for having me
You
back.
are an experienced member.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to take her through the routes.
Of
here.
course, you know.
Anyway, I hope you're ready for it. I hope he
I'm
gave
ready.
you some insights. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so Jose and I are the naughty ones. And as you know, Julie has the responsibility of representing everything the right way. And she is a diplomat. And we have to respect that. But Jose and I we are terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, we are terrible
She's the
people.
adult in the room.
That's scary.
Yeah, she's the adult in the room. I'm going to start things off. Now, we have seen you, and you have really created I'm going to start with a lady.
Please do.
Created a different approach to running the embassy and representing the brand.
Mm-hmm.
You have been very much part of the community. People have had the access to you, to have a conversation with you. Why did you choose to be so?
Well, I think being an ambassador, this has been a dream, a lifelong dream, to become an ambassador and represent my country here in this beautiful country. But we come with so much purpose, and we want to build the friendships and the partnerships between Sri Lanka and the United States. But I don't want to do so in a stiff way that people imagine a bureaucrat or a government official does it. So I think it's really been important for me to be authentic, to be genuine, to show who I am as not only a diplomat, but as a mother, as a wife, as the mother of Martha, a dog, a wonderful cute dog.
A dog mom.
And, and to just try to meet as many people as possible from all walks of life, all around the country.
That's amazing. Now, Jose, a lot of people may not, you know how they do this when they see a woman who is pregnant, they always say, oh, congratulations. And they completely ignore the husband. You know, end of the day.
I had nothing to do with it, right? They had nothing to do with it.
That man has really contributed. So here, in a partnership like this, you have her in the spotlight, and you have her out there every single day, and then there's you. And when it comes to you, how is the dynamic at home? Because that's something we never get to see.
Yes. You know what? This lifestyle is very challenging. I think one of the things that we have been very lucky at is that we've gone to places that we've both enjoyed and that we've both been able to thrive. I mean, Sri Lanka was, you know, we came here 10 years ago, we fell in love with it, and we said we'd be back. We could not have imagined that we would be back in this capacity. So for us, you know, it's a constant communication about saying, you know, sharing the workload. There's sometimes when there's too much and Julie has to say no, even though people want her time. But we've been able just to make it work because we've gone to places that we've been generally enjoyed. You know, we've loved Asia. This is our first time in South Asia. We spent Southeast Asia, and we just are thriving. Everybody is thriving. Our son is thriving. Martha is thriving.
She's thriving.
I'm enjoying it here.
That's our dog.
Yeah.
That's our dog. But, you know, like Julie said, our approach is that when we come to a tour, we are citizens here. We become part of the fabric of society. So Julie makes time to go see our son play basketball because he's in a league here.
Yeah.
You know?
I was told about you are a basketball, this is a basketball family. Basketball rules the
Yes,
family.
exactly.
Yes.
Actually, Kamal, who is the who is the big shot here at Cinnamon
Yeah,
Hotels, he was telling me, oh, my son plays with them, and that's like, you don't touch them during basketball time.
She's there she even shows up to practice. I'm there, so we have to, there are certain times when Julie says no, and I'm just blessed to have this flexibility to support my son, to support Julie, who's very good at what she does, and to support Martha, my baby girl.
That's amazing.
But to be honest, Jose takes on a lot of the burdens, and he supports us, both myself and our son, so well and so much. I can't attend all of my son's events and activities in schools, and Jose is always there, so dedicated. So I thank him every day. I should thank you every day.
But it's, it's just a privilege, the fact that I get to spend this much time with my son.
Well, I always say, a man who is willing to see his wife shine and be proud of that is actually the real man. And we don't have many of them in this world.
But I have to say caveat, it's only because my wife is very good at it. If she was very bad at it, so get off the stage.
Yeah, just be done with it.
Be done with it. You're not good at this.
Can I trade
she's very
places?
good at what she does.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, we're getting into a segment called Hot Seat, and it's one of my favorite segments where we ask scandalous questions. But this time, we have reduced it a notch. We'll see you with that. And welcome back to the show. So we have to follow our usual routine. We're playing the games and you walk away with a gift bag from our friends at Crystal Luxury Wellness, our partners here on the show.
Yes. I need a spa day.
We're
Done.
competing against each other?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to start with, as you're the new one, I'm going to start with you. You have been posted in several countries around the world. Out of them, which has been your favorite?
Easy. Sri Lanka is absolutely my favorite. It's been amazing here.
Good answer. I think you have won everything. If you were to wake up one morning as a Sri Lankan parliamentarian, what is the first act you would like to implement?
Is that Jose or me?
You.
Oh,
I have an answer.
what's your answer?
My answer is a book preservation act.
Oh,
Interesting.
very true.
I think I would really address good governance issues. That is kind of the core of everything else, whether it's economics or democracy. And that's something that we address in the United States as well, and that challenges us. So I think focusing on good governance measures that really improve and elevate the level of accountability to its voters.
Amazing. In your next posting, if you were to describe the 5 most amazing memories, things, people about Sri Lanka, what would the top 5 be?
Oh, wow.
So many to choose from. Again, is this me?
Yes.
Okay.
That's you. You're on the hot seat.
I'll tell you when it comes to
Oh,
Jose.
okay. I think one of the amazing memories is just the people I've met and around the country.
By the way, you can very precise.
Okay.
Say
The person
I
met.
think the
person
person.
and places and just 5 things.
Well, I'm going to say one of the people is Sonali Dharmawardena, who is a good friend, and I'm actually wearing her dress
I know.
today. Not only is she an amazing creative force, but has such an amazing heart, and we just connected from the moment we met. So I think seeing her and really her creativity thrive, and all the artists and designers in the country. We have one of Sonali's arts in our embassy as well. We have feature a lot of Sri Lankan and American artists. So I would say Sonali, meeting her, and a lot of the artists in the country is one. Another one, of course, is traveling around and exploring the country. I recently hiked up to Rajagala, one of the beautiful mountains where we're helping preserve the cultural preservation there through the Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation. It was not an easy hike. It was not highly difficult, but it took some effort to get to that top. But you go up there and there are prehistoric caves, there are amazing monasteries that are off the beaten path, not as well known as Anuradhapura, but amazing and beautiful and as such. So I think finding that gem and knowing that we're helping to preserve that gave me an extra sense of pride. Another highlight is the young people. They inspire me every day. And we had an amazing event in February of this year called the Youth Forum. And we brought youth from all of our youth councils from around the country, from Matra, Jaffna, Kandy, Colombo. And we had this great conference for a couple days, talk about leadership, what it means to be a young person. What do they thrive for? What do they dream about for the future of their country, the hopes and dreams and the challenges, and to have honest discussions. And then they wrapped it up with a service project at a turtle hatchery and helped preserve that. So I think the young people, if I have a bad day, I just think about one of the young people I've met, and they inspire me so much. I think a fourth thing is the food. I love Sri Lankan food, and I get very defensive if somebody criticizes Sri Lankan food. Like recently, somebody criticized string hoppers. I said, no, 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 you can't do that.
Don't go there.
Don't go there because, I mean, egg hoppers are delicious. Of course, I love them, but I think string hoppers are underrated and so amazing. You just have to put the right condiments on it. So experiencing all the food from that to Kul in the north, to Papadam, there was so much food to be explored. I'm still eating my way through Sri Lanka, by the way.
Great.
That's right.
You have one more spot.
One more spot. I would say DANU. DANU has been amazing
It took so
to meet
long.
I know.
I've been
you.
kicked
But save the best for last.
I've been kicked by Sonali,
Save
the
the
youth, gem of a country,
String hoppers.
I've been kicked all the way to the back.
No, seriously, you are unique. You bring joy and laughter
An
to so many
ambassador
people.
of Sri Lanka.
You are.
He's an ambassador.
Yeah.
Please use these bits for the trailer. But I was in their top 10 list before they came to Sri Lanka.
I did research.
Yeah. And I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, now you have lost a few brownie points, but that's okay. Name one way in which a batsman can get out in cricket.
Do they hit the ball outside of the area?
No, that's
Wait,
eight.
that's
good. That's
a
six.
six.
That's a 6.
Okay, I have to admit, I have to confess, I need a 101 on cricket.
There you
Somebody
go.
needs to teach me because
When you
I've
catch
watched
the ball.
bits
Yeah,
and pieces
caught
of
out.
it, but
Yeah.
You get caught out.
I don't know cricket.
Yeah.
When you catch the ball, it's an out.
It's a caught out. Yeah.
Fine. We have something to teach.
Yes, please.
Name one Sri Lankan personality you admire.
We already said DANU, of
Yeah,
course.
that's fine. Yep. You have regained the place.
That's it. Yeah.
Now, Jose, it's to you.
Oh, my Lord.
One thing you admire about Julie and one thing you tend to tolerate.
Okay. One thing I admire about Julie's, well, it's her professionalism. Really. I mean, she's just so good at what she does. One thing that I tolerate about her is sometimes everybody wants a piece of her because she's so good at what she does. I hope she would sometimes say no. But I know it's part of the job. You can't say no.
That is true.
But she does her best. You know, like Friday nights, we go to basketball. You can't do anything Friday night.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Out. All right. If she were to choose another profession, what profession do you think will suit her?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think she's very good at mentoring. So, and I think she might do that, you know, in the future, mentor young professionals or especially women. So I think she likes to mentor.
Okay. One thing about Sri Lanka that you will miss, and one thing about Sri Lanka you will definitely not miss.
Okay. Oh God. The one thing that I will miss, that I love, I just can't. There's so many. I mean, the people, the arts, the food, the beach, the weather. I can go on and on. The culture, everything. The one thing that I will not miss is that when I'm on the road and there is a bus barreling at me and the horn going, it's like, yes, I will not miss that. But I mean, everything else I will miss. And we're already planning on coming back.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Name one Sri Lankan personality who you admire.
Oh, wow. I would have to admire, you know, I think our mutual friend Ashok Ferry. You know, I've read most of his books, and I really love how he's been able to provide, through his writings, a window into Sri Lankan culture and how things are happening with you know, with love, with a little bit of tragedy, with a lot of comedy, you know, and so I really enjoyed his writing, and he's become a good friend.
Great. Last one. One thing about Julie that only you know and that you can share with us, and it's something that you can share and still you can go home.
That's a lot
Okay.
of conditions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I've said it before. She can't cook. I mean,
It's true. I
she
can't.
can't cook. I'm the cook in the family.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you know, that's one of the things I miss cooking. You know, but we have this excellent staff that takes care of us. So.
Okay. Well, Great.
Hey, that's a secret. That's a known secret.
Yeah, I'm going to give this to Jose.
Yeah, I
Yay.
get you a
You and you know, I'm going to get both of you to come together for a spa day
Yeah.
and enjoy it. All right, it's on me. Done.
Okay.
Brilliant. So that's all thanks to our friends at Crystal Luxury Wellness. We're getting into a break. We'll see you on the other side. Do stick around. This is Adult. Welcome back to the show in conversation with these two lovely people. Now I have to ask you, what's the love story like? How did you all meet? So you came at the age of 5 to the US from South Korea, and you were already there?
I came to the United States when I was 5 from Puerto Rico.
Oh, both of you all were at 5.
Yes. We're
All
both
right.
immigrants.
I know. So how did you all meet? Where was it? Where was that moment when the world went slow motion?
I was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
She was a cultural affairs officer at the embassy in Vietnam, and it was the 10th anniversary of normalization between the U.S. and Vietnam. So they were having these fantastic shows there. I was there, as I like to call it, my midlife sabbatical. And she was in charge of all these shows. So they were having jazz concerts, fashion shows, all this stuff. So I started attending all these events, and that's how we met.
For the shows, not for me, he
No, for the
says.
shows.
But I
Yeah.
saw that he kept showing up, and I said,
every
this is
single
for
one of it.
this is for the Vietnamese audience, not Americans.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a single moment, but it was something about being there
And
and
mutual
meeting
interest,
him
you know.
and
Yeah.
becoming friends.
And who gave in? Who said the yes? Who asked?
I don't
Who asked
remember.
for? I would have to say I think Julie pursued me.
She was
That's
just,
the truth.
She was
That's
just
his
putting on
story.
cultural shows after
Yeah.
cultural shows.
You
What's
just
wrong
showed
with
up
her?
at my show.
I think it's honest. Come on,
Yeah.
yeah. She
Yeah.
kept, like afterwards, she kept inviting me out.
No, here's the story. So we were living in the same flat, in the same
Oh,
apartment.
it's
We're in the
clo-
same building. That's
In the
Right.
same building, and I remember meeting him in the elevator, and he was carrying like dog biscuits. And I said, "Oh, interesting. Like, do you have a dog?" And he said, "No."
Oh, is it your snack?
No, but he says, "I like to carry them in case I see a dog, somebody with the dog, and I want to have the treat ready for them." And for me, that was very heartwarming.
Guys, we're dog people, you and I.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I will marry you for that statement. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I know. How do you go here in a truck full of dog biscuits?
Yes, sometimes
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
I know,
So
there's so many of them everywhere.
yeah. So Martha's our fur daughter, as you
Yeah.
know. So and she didn't grow up with animals.
Yeah.
I grew up with dogs all my life, and she said she would never get a dog.
Oh
and
my
now
God.
she's the one who got out in Martha.
Wow.
and now
you need
Jose
to
went to a football game, and then my son and I went to go check out
Adoption
an
center.
adoption event, and we were just going to take a look, and we just came home with Martha.
Yeah,
That's
She
Meant to
chose us.
Now that y'all are here, why don't y'all take a Sita? Mata Sita.
Yeah.
They could be together.
Yeah.
All right. So, what made you take up diplomacy?
I think at a young age, I was really interested in global affairs, the international issues, wanting to travel, learn culture, learn languages. And at first, I thought I wanted to be an international journalist.
Cartoons. We did normal things. Like we watched cartoons and waited for like Care Bear countdown.
I was just curious about the world.
Right.
Yes.
And then in college, when I found out about this opportunity to apply for an internship and fellowship, I really thought about what I want to do with my life. And it just gives me a great sense of purpose to be here, to be in any country, not only to share U.S. policies and U.S. values, but to learn from the country I'm in and to see how we can build those bridges. I think that drives me every day, every morning when I wake up. And even though I joined the Foreign Service back in 1996, it's been a long time already, I can't imagine doing anything else right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The two of you live such a fit life. You go out on walks with Martha, and Martha takes you to where she wants to go.
That's right.
He has randomly walked into people's houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the art. No, seriously, I've walked into a lot, and they look at us because I like the architecture
Yeah.
here.
But you just blame Martha.
The dog. It was a dog.
Yeah, what can
Well,
I
she's
do?
a bigger celebrity, and when I'm walking without her, they go, "Where's the dog?" They don't ask me how I'm doing. Yeah, where's the dog?
So, in this life that is so demanding,
Yeah.
y'all are also very much into fitness. You ran today?
I did my Peloton today. I did my workout. Yes.
There you go.
yes.
What
She's having an affair with the Peloton guy. What's
What?
his name, Cody?
It's the online trainers. Yes, I've met many
What's his name?
trainers. There are many trainers.
What time do you start? What time is your fitness
I usually
routine?
wake up at 5:30 in the morning
Yeah.
because I have
That's the
my
time I'm
moments
also
of
up,
like
yeah.
prayer and spirituality, and then I do my fitness because I think physical, spiritual, mental health all are connected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to set the day straight and set it right, and then continue on.
You?
Yeah. I'm usually up getting Mateo ready for school. You
Right.
know? And so once he's off the door, once he gets picked up, then I go to, I do my walking, I do some physical training, and that's about it, you know. And then I usually, in the afternoon, there's usually an event at the school, which I go, and that's been the best part of it, the fact that I've been able to go to school and see his events and his plays, so it's been a fantastic time for all of us.
Now, you know, we Asians, we have this thing about family.
Uh-huh.
And you know, we don't tend to leave home soon. We
Yeah.
stick around till we're like
That's
30.
a lot of Latins, too.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of Latins.
We stick around till we're like 30, 35, and then yet we don't go.
Exactly.
We just make it our home eventually. This kind of family bonds that you might have come with, and you might have come with, and in the US, it's so different the way they see the world, and you
Yes.
know, putting your parents at an elder's home is just a normal thing. It's like, you know, it's a help home. You need to put them there. For us, it's like, oh my God,
Exactly.
really? Yeah. So these type of diverse thinking, how did y'all manage that?
I think that's what drew us together. I think, as Jose said, the Latin, the Asian cultures, there's a lot in common.
Yeah.
And we do value our family connections. Jose, especially with his sister in Minnesota, and me and my sister in California, we're all close. And they're all coming this Christmas to Sri Lanka.
Oh my God,
All
yes.
of them under one household.
Yes, that's gonna be fun,
But
yeah.
we're excited to have them over. And my parents, of course, came last year to
Yeah.
visit.
And they loved it.
And we try, it's difficult because we're so far away, and we try to connect by, you know, social media and WhatsApps and phone calls, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the hardest part about being so
Yeah.
far away.
I think that's one of the challenges because, you know, we've made the decision after this tour to go back to the United States for a while because to spend more time, so Mateo can spend more time with his grandparents because my parents have passed. And, you know, so he only has one set of grandparents.
Right.
So we made the decision to go back. Even though we could stay abroad, we made the decision. That's one of the things that we have to do as a family. And, you know, but honestly, I think after Sri Lanka, I don't think anything can beat this.
Can't you just extend your post here? and just-
Forever?
yeah. Just be. I'll just be here. I've made myself
Yes,
comfortable.
I wish we could.
Can you
Yeah.
tell President Biden that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I have been told that he's watching my shows.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. You never know.
He skips the briefing and watches this.
That's what he's doing. But I must say, this is alleged news, but it could be true. I did a video, a Jaffna Boy video, which was viewed by Kamala Harris.
Oh.
It went on a WhatsApp group of South Asians,
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
and then it eventually ended up, and I got a
Wonderful.
screenshot saying that
Wow.
it has gone to her, and I was like, oh my God.
That's
my Lord.
wonderful.
Yeah, I called it "What Are You Wearing, Kamala?" For the inaugural ceremony, whether she was wearing a sari or not.
Oh,
Just because, you know, we Asians like to just have a connection there as well. Now, in terms of food and partying, I know how y'all are y'all like to celebrate life.
yes. With friends. Yes. Yeah.
Clearly, you're the party one.
Yeah.
Would you say she's equally fun as you are?
Yes, of course. This is why we met. We, you know, I have a secret. I have to say another secret. You know, we were a confirmed child-free couple.
Oh, really?
We were not going to have children.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And then there was this one
someone
night.
at the 11th hour decided to have a child, and we've been blessed with our son. No regrets, right?
Right.
So that has changed, but you know what we've done is just we do love to go out. Now we entertain at home, you know, and we keep inviting you, but our liquor's not good enough, so you never come.
Last time was a very crucial time, unfortunately. But he throws the best parties, I'm
Yes.
told. I have
But
to-
and we like to
And
have
Jose is the more fun, I
Yeah.
would say,
Yeah.
of the two
but
of us.
because I am not a diplomat and I can speak my mind.
I know, and you
Yes.
don't have people like.
And I don't have staff telling me what I can and can't do.
I know.
But we like to, we just made things different, and I think that's better because we like to have these small groups together, and we like to talk, and you just get a real make some great connections and all that stuff that's going to make us come back.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, we need to take a break. We'll see you right after. Do stick around. This is A Date with Dan. We have a segment and it's called Yes or No. Welcome back to the show, and we have the questions ready. It's very simple. You may think these answers are just a yes or no. Very thought-provoking. All right? Before your time as an ambassador, and in your time, have you ever dirty danced at a club? Even the Pope was a bouncer.
Yeah.
Have you ever fallen on your face in front of people? Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever got into a serious fight with a close friend over a minor issue? Yes. There are people who have fought over cricket here.
I see that.
Nothing happens. Has anyone ever accused you of being extra,
What does that mean?
like diva? No.
Yes.
Who? Thought as much. Have you ever done something that you regret? Do you think that we control our own fate?
Oh, different.
Yeah.
Do you struggle with your confidence?
Would be like a middle, right?
I know.
Yeah.
The ones who have extroverted jobs
Yeah.
find it very hard to
Yeah.
put themselves out there always. You
no.
you
I'll
are
let
a
it
ball
fly,
of
man.
confidence. I know. You have you ever created a fake social media account? Oh. I would have so done it just to stalk on my staff at least. You could use that name Sita, I told you. All right, so you're winning a gift box from our friends at Celis now.
Ooh.
I know when you're cooking, or if you're ever going to cook for the season, or if you're just going to cook ever, you can go short and just get them to Celis it for you. It's really quick.
Excellent.
In
Excellent.
30 minutes you'll get it. This is nothing for you inside.
Okay, good.
Nothing.
Just for Jose.
Yeah. You can
It's for,
ha-
it's for people who know the way around a kitchen.
My friends keep buying me cookbooks,
I
and,
know.
And you're like-
and they just, it's on the big shelf, and I just look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this looks delicious.
Yes.
Say, can you make this? Yeah, they probably could.
I know, I'm sure. Well, good on you. You chose well.
I chose well too.
I know.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
The bonus is that I got her parents. Her parents are lovely people.
I know, and I'm told that her mother loves you more.
Yes.
I don't know about more.
Because
She does love him.
You know what secret? It's like when I went to their house, she was cooking these Korean delicacies,
Oh.
and I said, "Oh my God, I love this! I have to learn how to cook." So I was in the kitchen, and she was showing me some simple recipes, and then after a while, she goes, "You know what? You can cook it, or you can just go down to the local Korean market and buy it ready-made." But now I know what to get.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
amazing.
So-
But the family dynamics are very, very important. And
Yes.
especially, during moments like Christmas, it's always wonderful to, have them all together. And
Yeah.
especially if you're like someone like me who is really short of family members because they're not around. You really feel it.
Yes.
Tell me about you sort of being adopted into this family. And this is
Oh.
the bigger family. And
Yes,
how was
yeah.
it?
Oh, it was wonderful. They were so welcoming. And I think just since I know the experiences they came through because they left Korea when Julie was 5 years old, and to start anew in a country. Family did the same thing. We left Puerto Rico, even though Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory.
I know.
to start anew. And you went through that rough patch where you're saying living paycheck to paycheck. If you say living paycheck to paycheck, that was a good week. You know,
Because
so
at
you
least
have
got
these
the paycheck.
struggles together. So you can, so we understand each other's psyche. You know, and then we see that if you put your head down and you work hard and stay out of trouble, you start reaping rewards of your effort. So we have that background. Even though the first time I walked into Julie's house, I thought I was walking into a funeral home because it was so quiet. Well, you walk into a Latin house.
It's like, wow.
5 televisions are on. The music is blaring. People are screaming at each other. But, and to this day, when you walk into the house, the residence, I have music blaring.
Right.
Because that's why I was raised up.
No, you have got used to it.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. And the first time I met some of Jose's relatives in Miami, again, I said, why is everybody yelling?
We're not yelling.
Everybody
This is
was yelling at each other, but that's a normal
But yeah,
why is
volume. And
why
there
is
were
everyone angry with
20
me?
dogs all barking. There was Latin music. People were dancing. I was very confused.
The dogs are on the couch sleeping when people, But
Oh,
she
y'all are
didn't
so
grow up
much
with
like
dogs,
us.
So it's just you walk in here, and I said, why is this house so quiet? Do people live here?
So I hope that our son brings the two cultures
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
Korean
quiet on
American,
certain days.
He's Puerto Rican, and so we call him the Korean Rican.
Oh, there you
but
go.
yeah, so it's and plus I love Asian food, Korean food. I love it.
And
so,
we Sri Lankans can even throw a party at a funeral. Actually, our funerals are like parties.
Yeah.
The first thing we think about is the food after the
Exactly.
funeral. Yeah.
yes, and you
Yeah.
can't get people out.
No. And sometimes, you have only cooked for or catered for 50 people, and people who were not even at the funeral
They
have
just show
come.
up?
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
just
goodness.
come.
Yeah.
Like, let's eat
Yeah.
now. Let's move on. Yeah, so I understand where you come
So it's
from.
an interesting dynamics because you have this kind of with me kind of somebody who likes to plan everything in advance. It's somebody who likes to fly by the seat of their pants.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it works.
Yeah.
Because you can't have two people,
Who are the same.
trying to plan it out. Whereas Julie goes, oh, we're going to do this, this, this. And I go, okay, whatever. Because I just go for the ride, I
Yeah.
just go for the ride and just
True.
enjoy it,
Your father was working in
NASA.
NASA, yeah.
Not for NASA, but an aerospace engineering
Yeah.
company.
We also have a few people working for NASA here.
Yeah.
Tell me about, oh my God, such a smart family. So what do you all speak about, rockets?
So my father has a great story. I mean, he grew up in Korea and South Korea. During the time of the Korean War, he was a child. He lost his father, who disappeared during the Korean War. So he grew up with my grandmother, who was a single mother of 3 kids, and was very poor. He worked his way up, went to the best school in Korea, the Seoul National University. And after immigrated, he had to again start from scratch, start learning English, and really took the job of the factory floor, lowest paying job at an engineering company, because that's what he was doing in Korea. And he became a junior engineer, mid-level engineer, and then he rose through the ranks to become actually the president and CEO of that same company by sheer hard work and dedication. And he ended up working on the Mars rover, and after the Challenger space shuttle blew up, he invented the O-ring heating system so that it wouldn't happen again. So he is a great inspiration. Both my mother and father, they taught me so much about family and faith and perseverance and patience.
I know that once you were giving a speech at an event and you broke down because it was very close to your heart about relating to your life and lives here in Sri Lanka. Sometimes pain is universal and struggles are universal. Just because you're born in a country that looks perfect, it doesn't mean every life there is perfect, and it's a struggle for real. When you see Sri Lankans, and especially when you see the youth, they're so dedicated to somehow make it, and they just don't give up. If we can survive a 15-hour power cut and still find a way to get to work with no fuel, there's nothing that you can't do. Tell me, what sort of really pushes that emotion in you?
I think, as you say, coming from humble roots, from difficult roots, having at parts not enough money to buy a good meal. We used to run behind supermarkets in the United States and look for bits of food when we were first starting out. And so that keeps you humble, right? You remember those memories, you remember the core of where you came from, you don't take anything for granted. And that's where I see the resilience of the Sri Lankan youth too. And they tell me, they say, you know, we don't care about all this politics and these tensions. We just want to learn and grow and have jobs and get along with everybody. You know, one of the most impressive youth groups I've met was a reconciliation group. And they were of all different religious backgrounds, right? And they said every week we go and clean. It's as simple as that. We go and clean a different mosque, temple, a church, and all we do is we just clean a place of worship together because that is all what we all have in common. So that really inspired me, and the young people's dedication to that, that whatever happens in this country, that they want to make a better future.
It's amazing. All right, it's time for a break. I have got my cue. We'll see you in conversation with Julie and Jose, and we have a very interesting segment. I think it's the first time you'll ever have to sit through an experience like this on a TV show. This segment is called Kinke. It's from our friends at Midnight Divas.
I walk past them all the time.
There you go. Now you don't need to walk past them, you can use them.
I can go in. If I win.
All right, here we go. I'm going to ask this from the two of you.
Okay.
Is it a yes or a no for hickeys?
No.
No.
That's how adults like to play it. Which celebrity do you think would be the best in bed with you?
Ooh. Okay. You know, let's say this, can we get a hall pass? Like, you know what a hall pass
Yeah,
is?
but not all, no.
No.
No. You can't be greedy like that.
Can I get a crush? Can I make it my crush?
Okay.
Yes, crush.
Okay, my crush. My crush would be, my celebrity crush would be Monica Bellucci.
That's a good one.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to see the resemblance here.
I think Monica Bellucci would be my crush too.
That's my
There
crush,
you go.
Monica Bellucci.
All right, great.
What's your crush?
Yeah, do you have a crush?
You said it was George Clooney.
That's true, because Jose does have that salt and
Yeah,
pepper,
he does.
just like
he
George
does, he
Clooney.
does. Yeah. You could be a George Clooney, yeah.
Good.
The Puerto Rican version of George Clooney.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to give this to y'all because it's quite an interesting gift. I think it's the first time an ambassador has been ever asked this kind of questions,
Yeah.
but it's kind of cool. But it's a no for a hickey is a good answer. So well done, congratulations. This is from our friends at Midnight Divas. I'll give it to you, Jose.
Now I can walk in
Yeah.
instead of walking past it.
You can just let me know.
I will.
Yeah,
I'll hit you up on Instagram.
please do. All right, so now I wanted to speak to you a little bit about working in countries is one thing, but you know, you have no choice but to be dragged into a lot of the things that happen around you. And sometimes, you know, people can see it differently, they can come up with rumors, stories. How do you handle that? Because you are serving, that's your job, it's a service-oriented job. But sometimes some countries do not see it that way. And Sri Lanka has had corruption accusations always. And how did you sort of find a balance and work it through?
Well, we've seen a lot of that misinformation, whether it's here in Sri Lanka or anywhere in the world. And some of that targeted towards me personally and our family and the embassy. And you know, we're right now commemorating the 15 days of action against gender-based violence. And I've got to say, there's more of tension on how people look at women, right? Whether it's women politicians, women leaders, women ambassadors, women teachers, women businesswomen, and they do set them up to a higher standard. I think a lot of men feel easier to target women. So this is something we all have to focus on as a society. I just focus on the positive. You know, Michelle Obama had this great quote, you know, when they go low, you go high. I know who I am, I know my truth, I stick with it, and I honor that in my core. All I can do is do my best every day and ignore the negative and the naysayers.
But then I would have to add that the political cartoons of her have been pretty funny. We actually are making a collection of them.
take one of the take the souvenirs back. But I have to ask you, end of the day, we're all humans, and certain things can crumble us. And home is where she is herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to have any of those guards around her. How do you handle that? When you really know the true Julie, that you know her at her best, at her worst, when she cries, when she doesn't. And how do you handle these when you read them or see them?
Oh, first, for me, they just, like the political cartoons that make me laugh.
I think first you laugh and then
Yeah,
console
you
her,
laugh.
right? Yeah.
And, it comes with the job, and just like sometimes the crazy hours, they come with the job. And, we're only here for a short time, unfortunately. Wish we could stay longer. So we're only here for a short time. And in many ways, if she's doing that means she's doing her job, right? And she's doing it well. So it doesn't bother me. I would get concerned if there were actually threats, viable threats, but nothing like that. It just comes down to name calling, and if you can't handle that in this job, you shouldn't be in it, right? And for the most part, I think most people, it's only been a vocal minority who've been doing it. Everywhere we go, like as we said, we have put ourselves in the fabric of the society. We go to my son's basketball games. We go shopping in the mall. We go, go get a coffee here. We try the new restaurant. We don't get blocked off. And everybody has been quite kind. So for me, it's a vocal minority, and it comes with the job. That's what you signed up for. And at the very end, it's only for a short time.
And Jose keeps me humbled and grounded, right?
I think our son keeps
and
us
because he's so funny also, the laughter at home, and all that, whatever's going on in the outside world, you come home and you know what's real and what's important.
Yeah. I think if you were here by yourself, you'd probably gotten batty.
Probably.
Yeah, well, you had like first 3 months you had to be here alone until
That's
he
right.
came down.
Yes.
Yeah, because we can't, yes.
And how was that timeline?
That was difficult, and when I had just arrived, everything was new, of course.
I know. And it was not the best time.
Right.
It was just starting to see a lot of the economic crisis. So being alone at a new embassy without really knowing anybody was challenging, and I had to really focus and not having Jose and our son here.
You had Martha after a while, though.
And then Martha came eventually.
She came
So
first.
she was a comfort to me.
Oh, she came first?
Yes.
Because we had to ship her, because we came
That's
during the
true.
summer.
Right.
So we had to ship her in the spring, because in the summer, you can't ship animals.
Right.
So she came first.
So I did have Martha for a while
Right.
before they got here.
Yeah.
How many countries has Martha been to?
This is her first.
Just
Oh.
one.
Yeah. Because we got her in the States.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Has
she
she-
was from a rescue shelter, and we adopted her
Yeah.
before COVID, so maybe 5 years ago.
So yeah. 6, yeah. So the issue, Julie went ahead, because she went in the middle of the school year. And then, Mateo and I stayed back so he can finish the school year. And the issues, the troubles here started percolating. So, Mateo knows that every morning I put on the BBC News.
And everything is a
And
bit-
my Lord, after a while, it was Sri Lanka. And my son was looking at it and goes, what's going on? Aren't we supposed to be going there? And I go, yes, we're supposed to be going there. We'll see what happens, And so we literally would have a conversation every morning.
Yeah.
And he says, is Mom okay? She's okay. We would talk every other day, FaceTime. And so he knew that she was okay, so he was fine. But after a while, because we've done, we were doing research on Sri Lanka. He was looking forward to coming here. We wanted to be reunited. So there was a short time there when it looks like we weren't going to come. So he was very disappointed because he was, this is it. This is going to be an incredible experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And so, we came here with only 2 suitcases because we thought we might have to go back. But things settled down, and we stayed.
Now how many do you have?
What?
A lot more.
Well, let me tell you, if I keep going to your tailors.
Yeah.
But we made the decision to stay. We stayed, and we have not regretted it.
Amazing. All right, our final segment coming up. Do stick around. This is Take Your Time. Welcome back to the show. It's our final segment. 2024 is upon us, and it's definitely a year that we all hope it's going to be great. We are going to see new things and rejoice. What's 2024 looking like for you all?
Well, I'm always an optimist. No matter what's happening in the world or in Sri Lanka, I always hope for the best and endeavor to make it so. And so I think I'm excited about the new year.
And is
we
this your last year?
celebrated. Usually it's a 3-year term.
Yeah.
But we just celebrated the 75th anniversary
I
of
know.
U.S. Sri Lankan relations this year. And
yeah.
how do we move that forward to even enrich and strengthen the bonds between the two countries? I'm looking forward to that. And then personally, we have a mutual goal in 2024. It is to go up Adams Peak. We're going to do it. I've
We're
heard
gonna
the U.S. ambassador has not done that.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to go see Adams Peak and see it at sunrise at the peak.
That's amazing. Good for you, because why don't you just call me from there so I could take a
Yes.
look at it?
You don't want to come with
Well,
us?
FaceTime with us.
I don't think I will make it up.
Yeah.
You will be late by 4 days. I'm told it's a very difficult.
Well, it's one of the top pilgrimage sites in the world.
I know it
Yeah,
is.
and you haven't done it?
No.
Why is that?
You know, I am more of the city kind of guy.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, but when people say come camping, and I'm like, why?
Why?
We
I do glamping. I'm with you. I do glamping. I don't do camping.
We evolved as humans to live a better life,
Yeah.
not to go back to the jungle.
Well, you can be one with nature.
Yeah, I'm okay with nature
You're
being
okay.
there.
As long as the animals are doing fine.
I'm like, hey there, nature, I'm really happy.
But you know, and getting back to 2024, we just keep hyping Sri Lanka to our friends back in the States, and many of them are coming. So we're just going to turn the official residence into an Airbnb,
There you go.
and we're big proponents for tourism. You know, for all the stuff that Sri Lanka has to offer. So for 2024, we're going to be running a small business now.
That's good. Now, I have to ask you, I've been told you never take a day off. And if you ever take a day off, that means you're really sick. So we were supposed to do this show some time
right.
back.
Yeah.
And she fell ill. And they said, you know, she never takes a day out.
No.
I'm telling you, the way the staff said it was more like, can she take more days off?
Yes. You know what? I actually emailed her staff, and I said, how quiet is it over there?
I had the flu. I couldn't go to work.
But it's good. I was very proud that when she got sick,
She stayed.
home.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it just gets worse.
I know. Apparently, on the first day, when you were sort of feeling it, you've come with like a shawl. And the next day you were gone. And they were like, she never takes a day out.
Yeah.
That means she's really
It was
sick.
real.
So there's never a day that you just want to be like, okay, just forget it. I'm the
no.
ambassador, I could just cuddle up and sleep today.
Yeah, no, of course I rest and take leisure, but you always are on. There's always an email from Washington that could come, so you do have to constantly be checking the devices and looking at the media to see if nothing is happening. But I try not to have meetings every day,
Yeah.
especially on the weekends. We really try to preserve as much family time as possible.
And the one good thing that's come out of COVID, I know there's been a lot of tragedies, is that people have learned the fact that, you know what, this doesn't have to be at the office. So Julie does, does some meetings online, or if it's the DC stuff, she's at
Yeah.
home, because she doesn't be there. So that's the one good thing. And so
Yeah.
we have breakfast together.
That's
We
amazing.
have breakfast together every morning, and I think we have dinner at least 3 or 4 times a week, which is incredible
I
because
know.
she's out every night, as you can see by the pictures.
I know. Well, I must say, I had the pleasure of meeting you, I think, as you arrived, and you were not in at that time. You were wearing a hot pink kind of an
yeah, it's a
outfit.
pink dress.
Yeah, see, I remember. But I must say, I have met so many ambassadors who have represented different countries, but what I really loved was the fact that you were so approachable, so as one. And that really made me understand that you're a different kind.
Yeah.
And that makes it, we look at embassies like, oh, they have those high walls and you can never enter, you can never speak to them. You broke that, and that is wonderful. And I think that's how, and that's what needs to be practiced in any diplomacy, political forums, because this is all people-oriented services.
Exactly,
Yeah, and we should start that first. And I think we have built the highest walls. But thank you for being so. And I think that has been absolutely an eye-opener. And I think people have embraced you so much because you embrace them so much. So thanks for being who you are.
And thank you, DANU. I mean, what you do in the media world, you inspire so many people, and you bring that warmth and that laughter. That
Yes.
is not a small thing.
That's body heat.
To bring to bring so much joy to people.
Yes.
And you have a unique talent and purpose. So I hope
Yeah.
you know that as well.
Thank
And
you
like
so
I
very
said,
much.
Danu, I was investigating Sri Lanka before I came, and you were all over the internet.
was.
All over YouTube, And
Thank you.
so you're, like I said, you are an ambassador.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sri Lanka,
I am
so-
competing with Sonali here. But
Yeah. So you just you know what, you need to come up with your own fashion line.
I know.
That's it.
I'll only
there you
dress
go.
you. She can just stick to Sonali.
Maybe something for pets.
I know.
You know, designer collars with batiks.
That's a true.
It's a thought.
That's a thought.
It's a thought.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jose. You are you are the life of the party, and you're such a charmer, and it's always so great to have you around. Thank you for being here, and I'm
thank
so
you.
happy we did this show.
Yes.
Thank you to the amazing team. Thank you for the fact that you tolerated my punctuality. Actually, the world fell against me, but apart from that, I made it. Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you.
Lovely having you.
Thank you.
On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for joining us. We'll see you soon. Till then, you keep smiling. It's a wrap.